This is quite a long, complex chapter, and we have one major topic left to go. But I want to tell you that this topic, which is called inhibitors or enzyme inhibitors, is really important for anyone interested in human health. Now, most of you are interested in human health. That's why you're taking this class. And if you're going off to be a nurse or a PT or a doctor or a physician's assistant or whatever, you're going to be dealing with drugs, whether they're over the counter or prescription drugs. And what's interesting is that quite a few, probably a majority of drugs that are prescribed or over the counter are actually active because they inhibit enzymes in the human body. And I could extend that to animals as well for anyone interested in veterinary medicine. For example, you know what Tylenol is. It's taken for pain and inflammation and fever. And it's an inhibitor of an enzyme that produces molecules that cause all those things. Also, Lipitor, this is a prescription drug. It was first made here in Michigan. It's the most profitable drug ever in existence. It's resulted in about $150 billion of profits for Pfizer company. This is a statin that's used to bring cholesterol down. So that's also an inhibitor, and it's a different type of inhibitor, a different class of inhibitor. So to get started, we want to first define what inhibitors are and then tell you about the classes of inhibitors that exist. Enzyme inhibitors are molecules that bind to an enzyme and slow down or inhibit the conversion of substrate to product. It's quite simple. And like I said, they can be drugs or they can be toxins too. Sometimes we don't want to have an enzyme slowed down. It can be dangerous to have that happen, and we ingest something in our food or from a plant or something that causes toxic effects. So these are interesting all across the board in terms of health effects in humans. Now, there's two broad classes of enzyme inhibitors that we want to talk about. There's the reversible and irreversible. And within the reversible, there's actually multiple types as well. We're going to address two of them. The first is a competitive reversible inhibitor, and the second is a non-competitive reversible inhibitor. Reversible inhibitor simply means that the inhibitor can bind to the enzyme and then fall off, and the effect is reversed. Irreversible inhibitors are what we call covalent/permanent inhibitors. And there's lots of really important drugs that are permanent covalent inhibitors like penicillin and aspirin. And these are going to bind to the enzyme and form a covalent bond, and they never fall apart. They permanently inhibit the enzyme. So we're going to go through mainly the first two, competitive and non-competitive reversible inhibitors, and we're going to try to understand how you can determine which type of inhibitor is involved using kinetic graphs. So we'll get started on those in the next video.